3 out of 3. Is there any sign of fatigue or anything like that? Because you obviously, it's been pretty emotionally, first match and then another one and then first home match. It seems like you've been up for 3 weeks. Are you just getting tired at all at this stage?
I think the turnaround between Perth and the last game was pretty tough. We only had the 6 days and one of those days was travel as well. The legs were fairly heavy on Saturday, I know, for me personally, but we've got a full week this week, which will be nice. We've done a lot of recovery the last couple of days, so hopefully, we'll be feeling fresh going into Saturday's game, so yeah.
And is it... you're not sort of looking too far ahead. You're 3 out of 3. You're sort of almost halfway through the season. You're playing a team now that people probably expect you to beat. It might be a bit of a role reversal from the...
Yeah, I think definitely we've just got to take it 1 week at a time. I think at the start of the competition, if you said that Brisbane and Adelaide would be the 2 top teams after 3 rounds, no one would have believed you. So definitely, I think any team has the ability to beat another team in a competition. It just depends when you come up against them. So our focus is really just a week-to-week focus, and we've got to get out there, we've got to recover well and play well to beat GWS.
So every match, I think, has come down to, with a minute to go, you've been within a kick. Why do you guys keep coming out on the right side of the ledger, do you think?
It's something that we've talked about a lot pre-season and going into each match, that it's going to be an arm wrestle. And unfortunately, we haven't been able to kick away from teams in the last quarter, but we've had that resilience and we've been able to sort of pick ourselves back up when maybe we haven't had the best third quarter, and come back out and play a really good last quarter to get the win in the end.
What did Craig say to you at 3/4 time?
He wasn't too happy with us. He gave us a little bit of a rev up. We'd given away a lot of uncontested possessions, so we needed to man up a little bit more, get on our players, and I think the group came together really well, and went out there and did what he'd asked of us in the fourth quarter.
So this is one team you have seen before, which hasn't obviously happened yet. Like, what did you learn from playing them in the pre-season, and what are you expecting from them, having had a few matches under their belt as well?
Yeah, obviously it was a rainy day when we first played them, so I would think conditions will be a little bit different. But to be honest, I haven't really seen if they've had many changes from their pre-season team. But I guess we have to focus on ourselves. We have to make sure the things that we want to execute, we can execute, and then, hopefully get the win against them on Saturday.
And I know you've talked about your goal a bit already, or the first of your 2 goals particularly. Like, do you look back on that? How do you look back on that now, a couple of days later? It's got everyone talking around the footy public anyway.
Yeah, I still think probably the best part of it is Sam Virgo's kick out to me. She had the perfect vision to look and see that I had a little bit of space in front of me. It was really nice to have the opportunity to have a bit of a run. The game hasn't really opened up that much the last couple of weeks, and the space at Brendale is really, really nice. Bit of field opened up and had a bit of a run, so that was really good.
And I think even your second goal, Caitlin kind of put that kick in front of you a little bit as well. It's a bit easier to spot probably, but is it nice that teammates might be looking to put you in a bit of space or put it out in front of you?
Definitely. The 2 times that space has opened up, I've been hit really nicely and had the chance to get on the end of a couple. I think that's the reason why we're winning so many games. We play as a team. We have a whole team that contributes every week, not just a few individuals, which is full credit to us, and that's what we've been trying to work on in the pre-season. We've all come together really well this pre-season, and we play for each other.
You're still really new to the game, only played a couple of years, I think. Like, how much have you developed in the last 3 or 4 weeks yourself, do you think?
Yeah, I think the most development sort of happened in our pre-season. To be able to train that often, to work on skills that often was really beneficial, and now that's sort of transferring through to games. It's obviously a big step up for anything that I've ever played in AFL, but I'm learning every week and I'm loving it. So.
How good were the crowd on Saturday?
Yeah, it was awesome to have a home crowd finally. The things that we did, they sort of really got around us, and even that fourth quarter, there was a bit of a Brisbane Lions chant happening, which you don't really notice at the time, and you look back on it and you're like, yeah, that sort of really got us up, got us where we needed to be. So if anyone that came on Saturday come back on next week, and also if they were put off a little bit by the possible interruptions or things that could have gone wrong. Nothing went wrong on Saturday, and there was still plenty of room. So as many people need to get down to Brendale on Saturday and support us, and hopefully we can get the win again against GWS.
Just, you've spoken about your heart, obviously, in the last couple of weeks. Like, do you think about that anymore, or is that just that's been part of half of your life, obviously?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. it doesn't faze me. It doesn't. I don't really think about it ever, really. Probably the most I've talked about it has been the last few weeks. But yeah, it's something that doesn't affect me. I mean, without it, it would affect me, but it's just part of who I am.
What's the reception been like from the Brisbane public? Has anyone at the game, do people recognise you? Do you think the public's getting a bit more aware of the women's team and individuals, or how have you found the reception so far?
Yeah, I wouldn't say I've been recognised anywhere, but it's great. Like on Saturday, I think I said sort of after the match, the amount of young girls that were out there watching, if we can inspire future generations to want to play AFL and to see that there's a genuine pathway for them to become AFL footballers, it's probably the best thing that we're doing at the moment.
So do you think you can go all the way now?
Look, week by week, I reckon.